I think we have a problem. Hi, I'm Russ. I'm rebuilding a 1977 Mobile Traveler motorhome. This is all about the MT and me. So welcome back to the MT and me. You may remember a couple of videos ago we discovered that the carburetor didn't quite fit. The posts on the manifold are a bit wider and a bit farther apart than the holes on the carburetor. So this is our template that we just made of that manifold. This shows the 4 mounting posts and also the cutouts for the throttle valves. Okay, being a 2-barrel, there are 2 of them. Now this is the gasket that fits over the carburetor between the carb and the manifold. Got 2 of those in case it's necessary. But they're both identical. And this gives you an idea of where the holes are on the carburetor and the total cutout. The 2 throttle valves will fit inside this oblong area. You super one over the other, and the difference becomes evident. These holes are just outside of the holes on the gasket. Maybe 1/8 of an inch. Something like that. Also, if you want to look at this from the other side, you can see that the cutout on the gasket isn't quite as big as the 2 throttle valve cutouts on the manifold. So my real worry here is, well, there are 2 of them. One, getting the carburetor modified to fit the post. And secondly, if I do that, are the throttle valves going to match up with these holes in the manifold? Easiest way to figure that out is to take the carburetor and see. Since I just happen to have it here. Now, here's the fun part. When we start to line up, you can see that it doesn't line up. These holes are farther apart than the ones on the carburetor. What's got me concerned is this area right in here, though. This is the little bridge between the 2 cutouts for the throttle valve. Now it looks here like the throttle valve would still open and work okay, even though the space on the carburetor isn't as wide as that is right there. But there's enough taper on the valves that they seem to work okay. I say seem to, because I'm really not sure. This is all just a rough rendition of what's actually there. The other thing I'm worried about is, how do I fasten the carburetor on these posts? Because according to the holes, the posts are going to come like right here, and there, and there. And to try and work these holes out of the carburetor, I don't know. We're dealing with a fairly thick piece of aluminum there on the bottom. That's it's probably close to 1/2 inch, something like that. When you think about trying to work that out a little bit, maybe with a Dremel or some other rotary tool, or even to the point of cutting these out to where they are like U-shaped connectors, I think we'd still be able to get enough, put a washer on top and tighten the bolt down, and it would probably be enough to hold the carburetor on there and to get a good seal with the gasket as well. I say probably, because it's an unknown at this point. And then do I want to go cutting on a brand new carburetor is the other question. Or do we just try for something else? A lot of questions. I'll take your comments and recommendations. Just put them below and we'll see. But we've made the template and we know where we stand now as far as how the carburetor is not quite going to fit on there without some serious modification. And even if I decide to do it, I'm not sure I'm enough of a, well, not really a mechanic, but a machinist. I'm certainly not enough of a machinist to make that kind of modification here. So, there's a lot to think about. But what we do know is that, for whatever reason, this carburetor, which was supposed to fit a 360 LA engine from 1977, does not fit. So if you're trying to carburetor shop for one, don't get one of these. You have to try something else. And we confirmed last week that this is indeed a 360 short block 1977 Dodge engine. So why they said this works and it doesn't fit, I don't know. Just one of those things. I'm more worried about how to solve the problem than I am why it occurred. So like I said, comments and suggestions are certainly welcome here on the MT and Me. Let me hear from you, because I need some advice. I got out here the other day and made a little template off of the manifold.
Isn't it colorful?
Yeah, beautiful. So anyway, and very clearly shows on this, go ahead and take it out of the package and show you here, that that carburetor is not going to line up with the holes. Well, you can see that it is a little wider there than it is on that part, on the stem. But that doesn't help me with it, you know, I'm not enough of a machinist, as I said, to start modifying this.
Yeah, don't look at me for that.
And that's, you know, that's good half-inch aluminum right there. So anyway, hopefully viewers will have some ideas on that, and we'll see what we can come up with. Hi.
Hi. I was about to get you under the hood.
Yeah, but well, we're not going under the hood today. We're going under Pearl to look for, try to trace down a gas line and look for a mysterious electric fuel pump that may or may not be there.
All right.
So
what do you know so far about the fuel pump? Because I heard you talking earlier.
okay, we know, first of all, there's a switch on the dashboard, a little pull switch that says fuel pump. It's got a old dynamo label above it, you know. The fuel pump that's on the engine, the mechanical fuel pump, is still there. But the feed that went up to the top and connected to the carburetor appears to have been clipped and crimped off, which would imply that maybe they had fuel coming from yet another source, you know, another fuel line. Well, we don't see any evidence of that so far, but we're going to trace the old fuel line back to the tank and see if there's anything in there that might tell us where this electric pump is. It could be in the tank, in which case we're obviously not going to find it. All right, well, anyway, let's get underneath and see what we can see, all right? Okay, the fuel line is running right along the top of this support beam here.
I don't know if I can see that from here.
Yeah, I've got a little close-up of it going here. You can actually see the line. These two hoses, just for explanation, are air conditioner hoses that went to the back set of air conditioner coils that we took out.
Ah, yes, when you found the air con.
Exactly, yeah. So, the fuel filter, Thomas, if you can point to it,
Is it right here?
is right there.
And this line kinks and goes this way.
Okay, so this is the fuel. Okay, I'm looking at, well, all right, what's that line?
That's an old fuel line or the return line? One of the two.
Okay, So this is the fuel line. I apologize, I had the wrong one. This is the fuel line right here. It goes onto that bulkhead and back there and kinks back around. Well, here is something. I can't tell. It doesn't really look like a pump, but you see that little black box right there?
Yes, sir.
See, this is the line. It loops around.
And it goes into that box.
It goes into that box, and it comes out as
A rubber one. Or is that a rubber?
this is rubber going in or out, and this is firm, and that appears to go right into the fuel tank. So yeah, that's strange, and
We'd have to look that up because that's a hard looking fuel pump.
I've never seen a fuel pump that just was basically a black cube that's about, I don't know, it's not very big. It's only maybe 2 inches in all measurements.
I was looking for a round fuel pump. I've never seen a box fuel pump before.
I don't know what else this could be unless it's some sort of flow sensor perhaps, or...
That's your fuel tank right back there, isn't it?
Yeah, right back, yeah, that's it right
Well,
there. We're looking at
that would have to be a fuel pump as close as it is.
I don't know, that's interesting.
Does it have any numbers on it?
Not that I can see.
That's awful small for a fuel pump. Too.
Could it be some kind of inline filter?
Well,
The inline filter is right here, but it could possibly be a second filter. But
could be.
I've never seen a square filter before either.
And like I said, it does have an electrical connection going to it also.
To the box itself?
To the box itself, yeah.
That's got to be some kind of fuel pump then.
So, I just don't know.
We'll have to research that one.
Yeah, we're going to have to look into it because, I mean, we've debated why they would have an electric pump anyway on a carbureted engine. So, yeah, the mystery continues. So, anyway, this is looking at where it goes into the fuel tank. I'm trying to see if there's another wire.
See, I'm thinking one of them's a hot wire and one of them's a ground wire.
Yeah. There's definitely 2 wires there. I can see it better on my camera screen than I can on actually seeing it.
Well, at least we found the little magical black box.
Okay, we found the black box. We just have to figure out what it is and whether it's a pump or not. And maybe we can come up with a way to figure out how this fuel system is designed to work. So, in the meantime, we know what to look for in some online research, don't we?
I'm wondering if the carburetor wasn't getting enough fuel is the reason he put that on there. From the mechanical.
Well, yeah, it had occurred to me, or maybe it was like a primer, a priming pump.
Possibly, yeah. As far back as it's got to go. I mean, of course, they should have.
Well, yeah, you'd think that'd be designed into the. I mean, it's no farther than it is on a full-length van.
Right.
So,
Questions.
Anyway, I need to find someone, a mechanic who knows something about the B300 van series, and maybe talk to them about it.
Right.
So, I think maybe I'll get on the Dodge forum and pose the question. That'd be a good thing to put on there.
Yes, it would.
Yeah, wouldn't it? Yeah, okay. So we'll get on. I've got a membership on a Dodge mechanic forum.
Yes.
And so we'll get on there with that info and see what we can find out from some of the experts. I like experts, especially when their advice is free. So we have a black square box. It's got under there and looked at. It's about 2 inches, maybe in every direction, and
it's solid. So
it's got the whatever fuel, whatever goes straight through it apparently, from one side to the other, and it's got one red wire going to it.
And apparently it's grounded to the frame through the bolts, I guess.
I guess through the framework, yeah. So yeah, I have I have no idea what it is. I'm kind of like you. I almost don't think it's a pump. I don't know what it is, but it just doesn't look like any kind of pump that I've ever seen. We do have a clipped fuel feed on the top. Now maybe they did that taking the carburetor out. I don't know. It's possible. But nonetheless, we do have a switch on the panel that says fuel pump. So I guess the next step is to, we'll have to pull the dash out to do it, or at least partially disassemble it, but to trace the wiring on that switch and see where it goes.
Right.
I want to get into that dash anyway because I think that there's some wasp nests in there.
All right, well.
Or at least dirt daubers.
Well, maybe in the next video we'll just focus on getting the dash out and see what we can find there.
All right.
Sounds good. All right. Yep. Well, appreciate you crawling under there with me. Thanks.
Oh, you're welcome. No, not a problem.
I appreciate you crawling under there with the camera.
Oh, you're welcome.
All right. Now, let's see. Fuel tank and evaporative control system. I don't see it. This is what we're looking at. Come here.
It should be right in there.
That's kind of what it looks like.
Wait a minute. What is that?
Huh. Looks like just part of the frame. Whatever we're dealing with is going in on the side of the tank.
See, it would come off of there.
Yeah,
And come off right there.
that's where the sending unit
It's sitting, which
is going in, and this is the front of the tank. You know, the vehicle front's this way, so why would it go all the way back?
see, that's connected to the sending unit.
I see that, yeah.
But where's the box?
Don't see. That's the gauge mounting on the 36-gallon polyethylene tank, which is what we have under there. Well, here, the next section is fuel pumps. Now, showing the manual pump. And that appears to be the only one it shows. Actually, this one here is the one we have. It's on the 318 and the 360 engine. And it's there. We've seen it. It's still mounted to the front of the engine. The fuel line from the tank is still connected to it. The line to the carburetor obviously has been clipped. Everything we've seen, including the little mysterious black box underneath, it all looks like it's factory installed. It looks like it's been there since day one. Now, it doesn't necessarily mean it has been, but it looks like it. It doesn't look like something that has been added aftermarket. The only thing that does look like it's been added is that bloomin' switch on the dash that says fuel pump. That is not factory equipment. So, I think we're just going to have to pull the dash and see what, if anything, that switch is connected to.
Alrighty. I'm proud to say her dash is not split.
Yeah. Okay, that's showing how to take the instrument cluster out there. So I think it's just kind of spread out. There's just not a single schematic that shows you how to do everything. So.
Yeah.
You notice the dash they show here, the air conditioner and the radio are in different opposite places from where they are on this dash. That's interesting. So maybe that was maybe a model year thing that they changed, because this does cover.
1977.
Yeah.
It covers 1977.
But it does cover B100, 200, 300, CB300, MB300, MB400, PB100, PB200, and PB300 bands.
Yeah, it does.
So, maybe there's some differences there. The dash. Next week, we'll have our pry bars ready.
Cool.
Yeah. All right. Now I'm really finished this time.
Really?
I'm not going to say anything else.
You sure?
I'm sure.
I don't believe you either.
So we've been looking at this poor man's fiberglass on YouTube videos, and we're thinking about, seriously, about doing Pearl's exterior walls, maybe the interior walls, and even the roof with it.
Okay.
It is like Reed just said, it's fabric. Some people use sandwiched between the tight bond cement, and then paint it over and use multiple layers of paint, and you end up with a very durable, and most people say a completely waterproof surface.
Wow.
Much like fiberglass, very similar finish to fiberglass, maybe a little more texture to it, depending on how your paint finish is on it.
Very similar to a technique that we used to use at the haunted house.
That's right. We used to paint fabric and put it on walls.
And paper and anything else.
Paper, anything else it would, and it worked out great for us in our haunted attractions that we built for years and years and years. So I think that's why it caught your attention, was seeing somebody do this on YouTube. And you're going, oh, I used to do that, and we got to watching and say, well, this is a little different, but it comes up with a very durable product.
Okay.
It has been, some people have put it over wood, some people have put it directly over foam, like the foam insulation that we're taking out of the walls here, and it's worked pretty well. We've seen a lot of people who build those small teardrop campers, and they use this as a covering on those. So we're thinking, why not? And it's something we're definitely going to look into a little deeper, and if you want to do a little research on the side, see what you think about it.
Okay.
It's not going to be the final finish, but it's going to be a get us on the road finish.
Right.
Yeah.
Because y'all were ready for vacations.
Yes. We're ready to get her running, get on the move. So anyway, so that's quite a jump from looking for the electric fuel pump, but still.
Right.
Okay, well, that's going to do it for this week. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. Click the link below. Leave us a comment. That'll really help out. Still looking for some solutions and ideas about that carburetor, so let me know what you think. You can also buy me a coffee below too and help with the Pearl restoration project. Give us a thumbs up, like and share this video, and join us every Sunday morning right here with the MT and me. Thanks again to Thomas, my neighbor from across the street, for helping out. Thanks to Ree for all of her help filming as well. I'm Russ. Ree is behind the camera right now. And we'll talk later. All right. It's hot out here. Let's go in.
All right. I want to redo it in a Flash Gordon style.
Now, she's not interested in keeping this old girl stock at all.
No, she's a work of art.